We live in a seriously flawed world. People die, relationships break, depression rises, and my sandwich fell on the ground. With the ever-present sense of dread and distress in our human existence, we must be cautious of our deeper senses. The dream is a little hidden door in the innermost and most secret recesses of the soul. When there is virtually no guidance in the form of stories or religion, we find ourselves stuck in a loop of hopeless nihilism. Why am I upset at the moment? Why do I never seem to be happy? Why am I bored to death? Such questions pass us by unanswered on a daily basis. Or maybe that's not quite true. In the past, psychoanalysts have examined the meaning of dreams and their implications of the real world. When we dream of the dark apartment where we live and are afraid of the front door because it cannot quite be shut or locked, there is something more profound to be analyzed. It is not a mere nightmare that the mind randomly chooses to display to us at night because it just wants to. Themes often seem to recur, and although they are different for each individual person, they stay consistent within the inner world of a particular mind. I have conducted some research and asked a dozen university students a peculiar question. Do dreams and their contents allude to hidden messages or maybe even suppressed desires? Let me tell you the story that they heard before answering the question. A man leads a good, quiet life. He helps his neighbors, loves his wife, and has never broken the law. One night he dreams that he commits a cruel crime, and in a dream he feels joy. When he wakes up, it's not the crime that torments him, but the joy. He asks himself, was this dream a mirror of his true self? The follow-up question is, if you do something terrible in a dream and feel joy while doing it, does that reveal your true self or just your imagination? Here is what statistically the interviewees answered. Point 1. Shadow integration. 71% of the responses pointed to the dream expressing a dark side or shadow self, hidden impulses not acted upon in waking life. Point 2. Subconsciousness as a source. Multiple respondents mention subconsciousness or something similar, showing a belief that dreams are rooted in deeper, not fully conscious layers of the psyche. Point 3. Ambivalence between dream, morality, and real-life identity. About 29% show an awareness of contradiction, noting that dream behavior doesn't necessarily reflect waking morality, an idea that Jung supported. Point 4. Dreams as emotionally authentic, but not morally definitive. Several responses say that the dream reflects real feelings, but this does not equate to someone being bad or good. Rather, it reveals complexity. I think it was put quite accurately by one of the interviewees. Here's a direct quote. A person can lead a normal life amongst others and yet hide anger inside. Maybe it is best to understand where the dream comes from and step by step to take action. A dream shows you what you feel and is entirely personally yours. Based on the responses, around 70% associate dreams with the hidden or suppressed part of the self, especially the darker or more instinctive side. However, nearly 30% caution against taking dreams as a moral verdict, suggesting they reflect emotions or fantasies without defining character. Jungian psychology supports this view, treating dreams as symbolic messages from the unconscious that may reveal shadow aspects on unresolved tension, but which need integration, not judgment. These views that dreams can reveal emotional tension, hidden impulses, and the discrepancy between the ego and the shadow align closely with core Jungian thought. The fact that many others independently expressed similar ideas shows a collective psychological intuition at play. Furthermore, it might point to a growing cultural literacy around Jungian themes like the shadow self, the persona versus true self, and the idea that dreams are compensatory. They balance what's missing or denied in waking life. But here's the twist. The story about the person, the kind neighbor, the loving man, the dream of the cruel crime? Let's just say, I didn't pull it from a book. It came from somewhere closer. And when I first heard it, or dreamed it, what unsettled me most wasn't the act itself, but the feeling that followed. Not fear, not guilt, just a kind of calm. I shared the dream, let others interpret it, not because I was lost, but maybe because I already knew and didn't want to admit. Some part of me welcomed the dark. We like to think of dreams as distant signals from some hidden realm, but maybe they're not messages at all. Maybe they're mirrors, and maybe the most disturbing thing isn't what they show us, but what we already know.